Picture perfect season last year. And Bobby, as the champion, when did it finally sink in for you that you could call yourself a champ in this category?
I'm still not really for sure that it has, but it was probably into the season after the banquet when everything kind of come to the realism, the season we did have, and actually winning a points championship, and just all the struggles from years past, and for everything just to go so smooth last year that it was a while before it finally all did sink in.
Well, I know those extra cocktails after the banquet probably helped too. I was part of that.
That helped a little bit, yes.
But this season, it's a little bit of a different story. You made some changes over the winter. Why did you decide to make some changes or upgrades to the machine that won the championship?
Well, I mean, our class is always constantly evolving, and people are always trying to upgrade, make things better, and we just thought that we had a little better setup, which I believe that it is, but we actually thought in the beginning that everything was going to be great, and it really didn't like the changes at first, but then we took it back up, put it back on the dyno up Terry and Josh's, made some changes, got it back on track again, so now we're just right back to, I'd say, where we started, but just trying to play catch up again.
Grandstand side, Jeremy. On grandstand side, going to be Mr. Bobby Jones out of Pleasant Hill, Illinois, on field sobriety and our lightweight super stock tractor. Oh yeah, Bobby Jones comes in here tonight. He's a fast winner in the class. Make up the point series here. The boat pulling lead for the summer. They have 2 seconds in Macro, Wisconsin. 1 in Fairfield, Illinois. 1 in Henry, Illinois tonight. From where they're going to Laos, Kansas, and Hillsboro, Wisconsin. Well, right there, fans. And a good one coming. All of a sudden, just stopped on him. The North of King Yield Express. Scott Whitworth out of Worthington, Missouri will mark the distance for you. From around this area, that's up down the road here to Jacob Old. We got here from Stanford. Currently on the top of the pile over on our lightweight super site. Let's see what this Indiana-based John Deere can do. This is David Estep, $80 out of Franklin, Indiana. And the crowd feels that there. Now, quite the run wants to have there. See what's going on. And the crowd feels that there. Now, quite the run. Now, looks like our Lucas Roll stock tractor's got a red one coming up. The Chris Ashelman out of Mount Horeb, Wisconsin. Just up the road of Wings again. That Kate Diane is the digging for a living. Here, Jeremy, is Mike is in Oginger out of Shelbyville, Missouri. Novinger. I knew I'd mess it up. That's why they pay you the big bucks. Thank you. And you're good, man. No worries about it. Shelbyville, Missouri. Farmers up that way. Daughter Michelle sometimes runs with us as well. They have a Matt Ferguson in the stable as well, but just bringing the deer out here tonight. Little Dominator. Varsity 3:45. On the Justin at Dirt Tracker at International. Danville, Illinois, just across 74. Every so often he'll run up and jump into the Champions Tour, where he is here tonight, Henry, Illinois, at the Marshall Putnam American Bowl. We are delighted you're here with us tonight on a beautiful evening in Henry, Illinois. Let's see what Mr. Daniel Boyce does. As this door here, our mark to beat continues to be 346.05. Bobby Jones dodges the bullets here, fans. Let's see what he's got here. Daniel Northcutt. a throwback, man. This is the original. Painstakingly restored and brought back. Brandon Phillips doing the driving here tonight. Machine that started it. Insanity. Pine Grove, Kentucky. Wheels up and exciting. Pine Grove, Kentucky. Wheels up and exciting. And then that pan hits and brings him down right in the Are we having a good time so far? All right. So not done just yet over here on the light superstock side. Here is the elder statesman in the Phillips family. This will be Larry out of Vine Grove, Kentucky, with his receipt known as Extremely Insane. Good strong back. Out of the bluegrass state. Sure enough, he did. He goes 315 and 58 to line. And 50 on the straight side. Side board, going up the right. 26-05. Bobby Jones, our 10th puller. He's been dodging bullets left and right here. This is another strong competitor. We'll see what he's got here. Out of Missouri. Old Whitworth, man. North of King. John Deere, Midbuster. Good run, man. Good, strong run for that Midbuster machine. He is definitely in the hunt down here. We need a tow tractor. We will need a tow tractor, please. But good, strong A to B. Fast for Old Whitworth. Rear wheel buster. Good run, man. 620. Against 326.05. That's an eyelash. No doubt about it. So we have a new leader. And the Whitworth now take it to the top. Got the mock-up one center track with that podium. Jeremy's going to be down there with the winners as soon as they're done with the live stream interviews. And we're having a lot of fun with them. We're going to receive what is America's Cup, one of the most beautiful crystal bays right here in northern Illinois.
What's a case on top of the field so far here in the lightweight superstock division? And Dale, for you guys, what changes did you make to your setup this year that have really kind of helped bring things around for you guys?
I don't know about big changes. It's more just consistency and getting stuff to match up. Nothing drastic on engine combinations at all. Just trying to keep what we have going and try to keep it consistent.
And that's the thing about this class, because of the horsepower to weight ratio, it is really volatile. And, sometimes people think that you need lots of horsepower, but sometimes in this class, you actually have to turn them down a little bit.
That does come into play, and it's just all on your setup. I mean, if you can get your setup right with big horsepower, it'll work for you. But sometimes it's hard to when you only have X amount of weight to deal with.
I saw you had the notebook out. You've got a lot of notes from Henry. Did you find a secret sauce there in the special old notebook?
Just going back and looking, because tracks can change from year to year some, so we got to keep an eye on that. You can't solely go by history. But Brian took home a win last year, so hopefully maybe the setup can work the same way.
Last year, I'm pretty sure you'd like to go back and repeat that. Absolutely, no doubt about it. Get one, you'd like to, of course, get more if you can. Whitworth, certainly in the lead, 3:26.20. But here comes Mr. Howe. Another strong run, man. They're starting to figure it out down here on the big end. A big temptation for Elmer's Repair and Australia Kansas. They need it better than 3:26. But here comes Mr. Howe. But here comes Mr. Howe. Let me hear you say that. What a pass. Holland, Michigan coming up. .TV. Hey, Matt Hart. Yes, sir. I have some housekeeping for you, sir. Yes, sir. The Phoenix tractor, which is about to come out, will be driven tonight by Wayne Bunnage. Wayne Bunnage doing the drive-in tonight. Yes, sir. Wayne Bunnage, thank you for that pick. All right, grandstand side we have here.
The class that takes the win here, and that track was awful tricky. Tell us what you and the team were talking about after that first pass by Rodney that kind of led you to the position on the track where you ended up running tonight.
Just watching all the other tractors, if you got off to the right-hand side, right of center, it just wasn't working good. And all the tractors, several of them before me, just kept inching over to the left-hand side farther and farther. And we left it there after Colton went, and I made a heck of a good run. Couldn't ask for any better.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is that track really turned around for you guys out there. It was the same for everybody, and, we had, our winners kind of evenly spaced out there, but you definitely made the most of it tonight.
Yeah, Bobby, he ended up third, and he was first hook, and everybody was trying to knock on his door and try to get to him, but they weren't getting there, but I was lucky enough to inch him out a little ways.
I think maybe it has a little bit to do with it being your birthday today, maybe?
It might be. It's a heck of a birthday present today.
That is for sure. Great job tonight by you and your team. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for all the sponsors.
Minnesota. And he comes to the line.
Tires are always a hot topic of conversation in any class, but with the way the technology has evolved, the mod class, it's getting pretty crazy out here. So Brett, how many different sets of tires are you working with this season to try to find the right fit for your tractor and these tracks?
We got 5 different sets right now, 3 different brands, different lug counts, different bar heights, different gear ratios to go with the different bar heights and different lug counts.
Okay, so that's a ton of variables. And so usually you want to find something that works for you and kind of keep it consistent. How are you keeping track of all those variables and testing them out to figure out what works? Because we know that you guys can't just take it out back and go testing.
But you got one other bigger variable you haven't thought about. That's the track. Dirt is changing every week, depending on where we go. From Goshen, Indiana, Henry, Illinois, every place we go, the dirt's got different consistency, likes a different tire, likes a different gear ratio.
So are we just working off of past data and notes? Because we know you've hit those up a lot of times because you've been doing this for a while. Are we relying on those notes to help us with this? Or are we just kind of like taking the dice and seeing if we can get a Yahtzee out there?
Nah, there's a little bit of thought behind it, but with that being said, the sport's progressing pretty quick right now too. There's a lot of stuff going on even in the pro stock class and different things where we're shortening up the bar height a bunch. It's kind of bled over into our class a little bit. As you shorten up the bar height, you got to speed up the gear ratio a little bit. So there's a lot of moving pieces going on right now, but a lot of it's past knowledge too.
So you're telling me you've got it all figured out, but you're just not going to tell me your secret.
Absolutely, and I could tell you because by the time this airs, it'll be old news anyway. We'll be onto something else.
we're excited to be chatting with the reigning champ here in the super modified tractor category. And Bill, for you, this is almost like a hometown event. So what does it mean to be able to come to Henry so close to home?
Well, we look forward to it, but we got a lot of family, a lot of friends all come. Sponsors are here, Unzikers are here. I mean, we look forward to it, and we've had a lot of luck here, and we've had a lot of those crystal cups, those trophies at home, and it wouldn't hurt to add another one.
So what's the key then to the line on this track? Because, you know, last year you and Shannon just dominated out here, and I know you're hoping to do the same again. So, you know, what do the notes look like? What's the key to this dirt, to this track?
Oh, the gear ratio we had and the way we had our tune-up, we just hit it right. And they changed the sled, and then Shannon came back and went 380, and they thought, oh no, and then we had all the weight in the sled, and then everybody fell way back 30, 40, 50 feet. And I pulled up there at the end after the first pull it broke, and it just hooked almost as good as them, 10 foot. It's just one of them lucky times. Sometimes it's your time, and you just roll when it's your time.
handling to get all of Dirt Slinger team into this photo opportunity here on the podium. But Jed, you're the main focus here tonight because you're the one that was behind the wheel out there. We saw that track was really cantankerous out there. You know, how were you able to put up such a big distance when we saw vehicles going everywhere out there, including out of bounds?
Well, as my dad would say, I'm just the W in the seat. So everybody on the crew set up the tractor and decided the spot on the track, decided the weight, and it was just a whole group effort with everybody involved.
You know, your dad and I talked earlier today about how, you know, Henry is special and Henry is so close to home, especially with a lot of your sponsors and too. So what does it mean to stand up here with me and you're going to take home that Crystal Cup too?
It's great. It's pretty hard to win this close to home, so to win this close is good, and I've been struggling driving lately, so to get lucky is pretty awesome.
Well, we'll call it a little more than luck here. Big congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you. We need to thank all our sponsors, Suits Ag, Fast Ag Solutions, Unzicker Equipment, SCS Gearbox, Composite Specialties, Senpico for putting good oil in the motors. I already said Fast. I think that's all. SSI, Chad Mayhill for the tires. Everybody, there's a lot of hands involved in this tractor, and especially for my dad, because if it wasn't for him, none of us would be here doing this. So.